Okay, so this is the winners final of Group A between NiP and Dignitas from today's E-League matches. Dignitas just came off a win against FaZe, and NiP came off a win against Reunited. So 0-0, best of 3. First map is Gibraltar, which is what we're going to watch. And let's get into it. I just streamed my entire desktop to the world, I guess. That's fine. You guys will get over it. YouTube will get over it. So the casters and analysts kept talking about how they were surprised that NiP wasn't running 3-3. And I don't want to rant too much, but anyone who watched Overwatch for the past 2 weeks knew that NiP wasn't going to run 3-3. So the fact that they thought NiP was going to run 3-3 kind of made me upset. And we are too far up, you're correct. Because they were never going to run 3-3. They've been running 4-2 or like 3-1-2, whatever these people call it. 2 healers and like 4 tankish heroes. Like generally it's 3-1-2. It's like 3 tanks, 1 DPS, and 2 healers. But they have not been running 3 healers, 3 tanks for probably 3 weeks. So the fact that they kept talking about how they were surprised that NiP wasn't running 3-3 kind of annoyed me, because I'd even done VOD analyses of those two, of Reunited and NiP playing these same maps. Like they played, I think it was like Numbani, Volskaya, and Gibraltar. They like those same 3 maps, and they always ran the 4-2. Like they never once came out with 3-3. There were a few times where Zappis would switch back to the Zenyatta, but anyone who expected 3-3 just didn't do their research. What was I going to say about this matchup? Oh, I just want to talk about the day, I guess, too. One thing that was a problem for Reunited specifically is I felt that their team doesn't have a style. When they played NiP, they played 4-2. When they played FaZe, they played like the 3-3, or the 3-2-1 rather. Or 2-2-2 even against FaZe. Like, Reunited's really good at adjusting. They have a very deep hero pool. Their players can swap to play whatever they want, and they're very good at different styles. They're almost on the level of Envy, I would say, when it comes to being able to switch their heroes around and like put people on different roles on a whim. But I think it hurt them in this tournament because they kept trying to play into what other teams were running, that they were like the teams that they were playing, but they were never running something consistently good for themselves. So when they lost to NiP, they lost running 4-2, and they lost to FaZe, they wound up losing like 2-2-2. So yeah, that's I guess my thought on that. And Dignitas surprised me when they beat FaZe, but I felt like FaZe kind of threw away some of the opportunities they had. And Bromaz, Strakeus, and Linkster actually played super well, I felt, the entire series. So that's how they got here. But anyone that was surprised by NiP beating Reunited, I think, was a little out there. Like, that series could have went either way. So the fact that it went to NiP was just more of a toss-up. NiP had just beat them 3-0 like a week or 2 ago. So it was obviously going to be close because Reunited's like one of the favorites, I guess, to get out of the winners side, like get out of the entire tournament. But yeah, like NiP winning wasn't that big of a shock to me. I think Dignitas beating FaZe was more of a shock, but I felt like Dignitas had a very great performance, and I felt like Reunited underperformed as a result of their inability to figure out what they wanted to do, and like they kept trying to play the same thing, or like they would try to counter their opponents as opposed to play their own game. Whatever. We'll start this VOD now. Dignitas on defense, NiP on offense. NiP running pretty standard stuff. Roadhog on Himsy. I don't think he ever switches off Roadhog. I have not seen him switch off Roadhog. This is like 100% all the time. Himsy on Roadhog. That's NiP. Kino on Lucio, also pretty 100%. Mafu on Zarya, pretty 100%. Fraggy, I would say, is making a case for being one of the best Reinhardts in the world right now. He is super good at making the best out of bad situations, and I'm sure we'll see that throughout this VOD, but his positioning, his damage output is ridiculous. He makes Ana ults work 9 times out of 10. Like, I think Fraggy is very underrated. They didn't talk about him much today, but I would say his Reinhardt is up there right now in contention for like one of the best Reinhardts in the game. Zuppa on Ana, this is like their bread and butter. Like, this team runs this comp very, very consistently, these 5 heroes. Zappos is always the wild card. He'll come out as Hanzo, come out as McCree, come out as Tracer. Saw him on Torbjorn once. I always hate when he runs McCree or Hanzo because I feel like he's always better when he plays Tracer. But this is their only question mark. It's what Zappos playing. Dignitas swapped up their roles a bit. Artier's playing Lucio now as opposed to McCree and stuff. He used to be a very good DPS player, but now he's playing Lucio. Bromas, currently playing on the Spain World Cup team, stuff like that. But he's their other DPS player. Numlocked is their tank. Linkster's now playing off tank. Toxikin Zarya, very strong Zarya. I think he plays other heroes throughout this match. I think I saw him on Pharah one game. He's like their flex, but he's like a flex DPS. He's not off tank flex. He's like actual flex. Maybe the Linkster's off tank, but they're running the Zarya Reaper May, which is again like one of the better defensive compositions in the game, I would say, because you can slow down the cart so well. The heroes are very good against the tank setups that NiP run. And unless Zappos gets a kill or 2 on these heroes, they're not going to be able to, like, they're not going to outlast them.
Last week's play and it held up. Now going to Gibraltar, which is getting played again here. Again, a little bit of a rarity.
So the success of NiP's push is completely dependent on the Hanzo. The Hanzo and the Hog have to come up big until the nano boosts come out, and then once the nano boost comes out, it comes down to Fraggy or Himzy, whoever they give it to perform. But right off the bat, I would say that Dignitas has the advantage until the nano boost come out, because once the nano boost comes out, it's like anyone's game. Unless Zappos, Zappos switches actually, so I get trolled. I always get trolled. They're running offensive main now. I think that this is actually smart from Dignitas. I think that their comp is just good. Because I think that they knew that this Roadhog was coming, because like it is always coming. I think that they're trying to abuse the fact that they know that this is coming. So they're running the Reaper off the get-go, and they have the May Reaper Zarya to deal with the Roadhog. If you can remove Himzy from their fights, he's a very big part of their success. So I think that that's, I guess, their thought process there, and I think it's very intelligent. Like, I think Bromas would normally be playing McCree or something, but he's going Reaper just because he knows that he has to deal with Himzy. So they're playing very aggressive right now on defense, which I think is the correct move. If you get a good wall off, then that's good. They just hit a sleep dart on the Lucio. It looks like Bromas had trouble killing Kinnel. But this defense is really good. I like pushing, like, even in pubs, this is good. Like, getting a wall off at the bottom of the ramp, and you just, like, rush the bottom of the ramp and kill everything. Yeah, I don't know why they stopped R tier to Lucio, but maybe he was more comfortable, maybe... I don't know, swapping roles is always a weird question. It makes you wonder, like, what's going on, like, as far as chemistry and stuff. The Linkster's gonna sit up here, tries to get a wall off. It's a really good ult. This is really good positioning from the ult. That kill on Himzy should happen. What happened to Himzy? How did Himzy live? Alright, there he goes. He's dead. I think they overcommit here with the nano boost, unless he can make a lot happen, but it doesn't look like he can. Ooh, that's a big sleep dart, but they wake him up? Huh. Romas comes in behind. This is a really good play from them. Wow. That was really well executed. You don't see that very often. That was one of those times where the Graviton came after the Death Blossom, but it wound up working in their favor because I don't think that Bromas' positioning was actually that good. Like, I don't know that he gets those kills without that Graviton, but pretty much all they had to do was Graviton Bromas' feet, and it pulled like 2 or 3 people in, and the Reinhardt wasn't really sure which direction to shield, so works out. Now he's just feeding more ult off of this Zarya and the Roadhog. Very aggressive, and like, I like it. Nika. So now Zappos is like, okay, this May is not working. And Of course the Mei is not working because you're fighting into Reaper Mei Zarya, and this is kind of like what happened to Seagull before. NiP's comp now is really bad at getting kills. Unless Zappis goes crazy, which he has potential to go crazy because they don't have the best heroes to deal with a Pharah. Like, aside from Ana, there's not much that can kill a Pharah from the air. But their damage over time is very limited to ultimates, and their team fights have to be very ultimate-centric, whereas Dignitas can skirmish forever, and they have very good heroes at surviving through ults. Like, even if a nano boost comes out from NiP, Linkster can go in his ice block, Toxic can put bubbles up, and like Bromos can phase out. The supports are a little vulnerable, but whatever. Would Zen work for Zappis now for NiP? Yeah, I would say. I mean, I think the 3-3 is very strong, but I guess it's whether or not they want to do it. I don't know. Discord's just good. But look, Zappis comes in. They can't really kill Zappis. He still has his shift. Good defensive or good offensive. What's it called? Sound barrier. So they just abused the ults there. I think both teams dropped the beat, but I don't think. What was cool is that Linkster popped the Blizzard, but they had Zappis. So Zappis actually just doesn't get frozen because he's above the Blizzard, so they couldn't kill the Pharah. So then Mafu's Graviton came out, and Toxic still doesn't have his, and then they were just able to capitalize on the damage inside of the Graviton Surge. Looks like Fraggy hit Nerd Shatter too. That was a really weird camera angle. I was kind of watching it from the Pharah's point of view, but yeah, they use a lot of ults on NiP. They popped Whole Hog, they popped Sound Barrier, they popped Graviton, they Earth Shattered, and they Nano Boosted. So Dignitas didn't really have any opportunity really to win that fight. Like, there wasn't really a way out. The only way that maybe they survive is if there's a really good Blizzard that shuts down everything that NiP is doing. But they didn't have Earth Shatter there, they didn't have Graviton there, and they didn't have Death Blossom there. So Dignitas, I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes you just lose the ult economy, and now you're just going to see Zappis be able to do whatever he wants. Good kill from Linkster, I guess. Slows him down a bit, and he's going to get out. But I'm assuming he's going to die here, because they should just chase him down. No, he lives. Linkster gets the health pack. This is a pretty big deal. He's shutting them down from getting high ground, which is really good, actually. Linkster makes... That's a really big play from Linkster, that he survives, and he gets a kill on the Pharah. Because that kill actually would have been a massive bump to Zuppa's Ana boost. Like, I think Zappis was down to like 15 or 50 health or something, so that would have been 150 more health for Zuppa to heal up to get his nano boost. He'd probably be a little bit closer to 100 right now, and this next fight would be big. Bromos goes McCree. I think that was a good swap. He dies here to a hook, which is unfortunate, but I think he just wants to deal with Zappis' Pharah. So I really like this swap just because he just wants to shut down the Pharah, and that's it. Like, now they're playing to counter their comp, but bizarre decision here to go for the barrage. I think that he knew. I think the idea was that he knew Bromos was dead, so he didn't have that much to worry about. But I feel like he should have waited for the bubble from Mafu, or at least like the nano boost to be up for Zuppa, because he could have potentially killed the Reinhardt there in the time that he had if he had the nano boost. But all he did was he traded barrage for a shield, which I don't know if that's worth it. I mean, I'm sure it's not worth it. And then he got slept anyway. But he's making space right now, if nothing else. Like, nobody's up there with him. Or, no one's trying to kill him, rather. Like, they're looking at him and not looking at the carts. Now the cart's getting decent push. Bromos is back now. That's a good kill on the Lucio. Kinnell being dead is a big deal. Zappis going in. He's playing very well, actually. I'm surprised he doesn't play this hero more, because it looks like he's very comfortable on it. Yeah, he's pounding, actually. KS just popped the nano boost to counter Zuppa's nano boost. I don't hate that move. I think Zappis and them had... I think NiP was at an ult disadvantage, or like a player disadvantage, so I'm surprised that they even used their nano boost. But Zappis is staying alive for so long here. Linkster pops a zoning freeze, and now you're just seeing the strength of Dignitas' comp. Like, NiP has to figure out what they want to do, because Unless Himsy's hitting hooks consistently, they're not winning fights. And that's a huge wall. That wall just blocked them all in there, and now you're just seeing the Street Sweeper and Numlock come in and clean them all up. Sprinklers just turned on outside. Dignitas has been popping a lot of ults, but they have a good composition to just deal with what NiP has. So they're not really at, like, even if they're at ult disadvantage, they have good heroes for the high ground, which I think is something that NiP is very unaccustomed to. The times that NiP have been playing this map in recent history are against Reunited, and Reunited runs a 4-2 against them. And a 4-2 generally has issues with the roof. If you put like a Mei, or like you put like a Reinhardt or Roadhog and a Mei or something on top of the roof of the ship, it's not that good. And you're kind of just banking on the fact that they're going to fall down to the cart to fight you, which is generally what happens. But since NiP isn't running a deathballish comp, I mean, it's semi-deathballish, but they have the Pharah, so someone has to like constantly be worrying about that Pharah on NiP. Dignitas just has the McCree, and the McCree with high ground shutting down the Pharah while still being able to shut down the people on the ground pushing the cart is a really big deal. So I think that this Bromos McCree pick, like, if he keeps his positioning good enough, then they should be in a really, like, they should have the control that they need. This is a very ambitious Graviton. I mean, I like it because it works for them here. But they just popped Nano Boost on the McCree to win that fight, and I don't know, I think that was overkill. Like, I think it's okay for you to pop the Graviton if you're gonna get a kill or two. Maybe they don't get those 2 kills without the Nano Boost, but I think they should have waited. I don't know why they decided to do that. I think they had more than enough time to wait for a move from NiP. Like, NiP hadn't really committed. They just decided, okay, we're coming top. Zap is taking a lot of spam from Bromos right now. That's a very early sound barrier, but I like it because it gets all 6 people. Zappis gets stuck in a really bad position there as far as getting kills. I think Dignitas is playing this really well. Their positioning is just really good. They're forcing mistakes out of NiP, and it's good to see. NiP comes out on top, though, I think, on the back of the fact that Himsy didn't die there, and the fact that Fraggy didn't die there. I still expect, yeah, they should just roll over Dignitas right now. Because Dignitas is really staggered now. Like, they just lost Numlock. Numlock had to charge in to stop the cart. I don't agree with blowing that Nano Boost on the Reaper. Like, now you're down so many ults. Bromos even popped High Noon there. Bromos comes back as Tracer. I like that swap. Zappis actually switches to Tracer first. So now Bromos decides to get off McCree, which is interesting, I guess. Maybe he feels more comfortable. I think Tracer's better at killing Tracers than McCree is at killing Tracers. If you're confident in your Tracer, I think Tracer v Tracer is way more consistently good against enemy Tracers. But, yeah, I mean, you could have stayed McCree for sure. I guess you just didn't want to. I guess they also want the combo for Toxicin's Black Holes. NiP has a very good offense going right now. They're just kind of rolling in. But I think that goes back to Dignitas burning too many ults on the second checkpoint for no reason. Like, they should have known that that point was going to be lost, especially once Numlock died. Like, once your Reinhardt's dead, your comp just kind of falls apart. And they're just kind of farming them right now out of their spawn. Fraggy just swinging away. Fraggy just constantly holding down mouse 1, just never stops swinging, man. Linkser gets 2 kills, which is a very big deal, actually. Are they gonna hold? I think they should hold here. Getting 2 kills on defense there is ginormous, actually. Surprised I haven't been able to get another kill, though. Like, this D.Va's good, but it's not doing anything. Like, it's not getting them kills. That's a good kill on Himsy. They should be fine now? Well, maybe not. Numlock is just, like, running around and shit. Just living. Okay, so they should finish the map. Good defense from Dignitas. I think they kind of threw it away on the second point for no reason. But such is life. I don't know that NiP deserved to finish that map. I felt like that was more on Dignitas overreacting to this more than it was on NiP, like doing anything crazy or super well. But it also comes down to the camera point of view. Like, I don't know if someone was making a lot of space in the back. It's hard for me to watch the health and the fighting and the kill feed at the same time, especially when I don't know what's going on. Yeah, if you mess up your ults a few times against an Ana, it'll really backfire. So now NiP is on defense, and they're running Mei right off the start. I like this. I like Mei on this map. I like Roadhog on this map. Again, this comp isn't made to fight. This comp is made to delay. Going for fights with this comp is a mistake. NiP just knows that they have to stay alive and play around the nano boosts. Play around the blizzards, play around the black holes. Don't ever try to take a fight when you don't have ults. If you don't have ults on NiP and you don't hit a hook, you're not getting a kill. You need to freeze someone, get a kill, or get a hook, or get a sleep dart. And that's the only way you get kills with NiP's comp. Dignitas, they're running the same thing that Fnatic just ran on Eichenwald, actually. With the Tracer Zarya Reaper. Just a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Which is, it's strange to see, because I guess it's just interesting because we just watched completely different teams from completely different regions kind of run this exact same setup on a completely different map. I think this might actually be the exact same thing. I think Dignitas is running exactly what Fnatic ran on offense, and NiP is running exactly what NRG ran on defense. On a completely different map. I mean, I feel shitty about the 3-3 meta, but they haven't been running 3-3 meta this tournament. Or no one's really been running 3-3. There's at least like one hero to watch, like Bromots here. I don't know why he triple blinks there. He's like overcompensating for something. Like, he's afraid, but I don't know why he's afraid. Like, he's playing very scared right now, but there's nothing that can really insta-give him. They overloaded them so well here. Bromots got in the back, they thought about him, like they backed up. They didn't even get any real semblance of defense here on the side of NiP. I'm not really sure why. I think that maybe someone got hooked or maybe someone's shield was low, but they overwhelmed them. But they overwhelmed them with damage, and that kind of just goes back to the fact that they don't have any way to fight on NiP. I think if you're going to run the Roadhog, like, I think the Roadhog is the problem, but Roadhog is the best hero. Like, Himsy is just so good at Roadhog that it's hard to say, like, don't run it. But I'm assuming he probably just missed a hook or two, and you can't win if he misses a hook. And that's kind of the problem with the Roadhog. It's kind of the same when you run like a Hanzo on defense. If you don't hit an arrow and you just get ran over, it's probably because you didn't get a kill or you didn't do enough damage. So like, Dignitas' comp was always going to win a skirmish. And they took it straight to NiP at the beginning because they knew that, or like, it made sense. Like, if you run at them with Tracer Reaper and they don't have anything that can really kill a Tracer or a Reaper aside from a hook, then if he misses the hook, you just kill him and they win. And that's kind of the real, like, that's what the difference maker is, I guess, between the two teams.
Honestly, just a rough go. And the rougher thing here is look at the ults from Dignitas as they move forward. They are going to be ready to go as they go into this next stage.
So they're trying to farm them here. I don't think Bromots looks that good on Tracer to me. I think he plays a lot more scared than he should. I think that him dying there actually was a mistake. Like, him and Toxican dying there really messes up their momentum. They had such good momentum going into that, and they threw it away because of I think Bromots got hooked and Toxican just died. That was an unforced error, I would say, from Dignitas. They didn't have any real reason for dying there. It was just they just chose to not wait. And even here, they're kind of pushing the cart with like 3 people, but half their team's not even on the cart. They could really get punished here. Like, they're pushing with 2, but NiP can just go into them if they want. Interesting fight here. Himsy is just in, like, they're just going in and they're just collapsing on them, and this is the strength of the high ground on this map, is like you just have vision so you can pick your fights correctly. It's a pretty good big kill on Himsy if they can die now. That's a very good sleep dart because it's going to slow down their push even more. And the fact that R tier dies here means that they get time for Himsy to come back. You need to die fast once you get a kill. There was definitely a window there for them to get back to the fight before Himsy, but now his next fight, Mafu has Graviton, so you would expect Dignitas to lose this fight because of the fact that Mafu can pick and choose his Graviton from the high ground. Like, he has such a good angle here to pick exactly where he wants it to land. Falls down here, but surprised that he waits so long for this, and he uses it there. I think that was a mistake from Mafu. Like, that was a big mistake from Mafu. I think Mafu should have just hit the Graviton when he knew that he could hit the Graviton. He actually had no vision there to know whether or not he was going to hit that Graviton or anything. And there you're seeing the power of the Reaper against the Mei. Like, you're not too scared about the Blizzard. You're not too scared about her fighting you. And they're just rolling now. It's deceptive, though. Like, winning the first 2 points of a map is arguably the easy part, and then the last point is the hard part. I mean, Gibraltar's different in the sense that the first point is very difficult 9 times out of 10. Just because of the way the spawns work, but now that they even have 4 minutes, it's not a guaranteed win for them. It's a good Graviton. Bromos is panicking here. Like, you can't miss that pulse bomb. Like, it's a Roadhog, man. Like, you cannot be missing hooks on Roadhogs. Or pulse bombs on Roadhogs. And like, them not killing the Roadhog there kind of makes a big difference in the outcome of like the game. Or at least that fight, rather. Because now look, Linkster dies to another hook. Like, I think that missing that pulse bomb was a huge mistake, and I think he's probably gonna get off. Yeah, he switches off of it to McCree because he doesn't look like he's a good, like a strong tracer. He's not like someone that I would say like, oh, that guy's really good at tracer. I think he's just playing it because it makes sense, more so than he's comfortable on it. He did a good job, but like, you need to hit those pulse bombs for sure. That was a weird combo. They wasted the barrage on a solo Reinhardt in the black hole. I think that was a little overkill. Now you're just seeing the strength of Fraggy on this Reinhardt with Nano Boost. It was like 3v1 or something, and he just stays alive because he's got an Ana healing him the whole time. Fraggy does not care, man. Fraggy's a man. And now you're just seeing NiP flexing. Like, the clock was at 4:30, now it's at 3 minutes. It's a minute and a half. But this is like, it's times like these where you realize how good Fraggy is. And I like hyped him up at the beginning of this, but I want you guys to like just see how good he is. Like, he puts the team on his back when he needs to, and I think that's a very defining feature of NiP's playstyle. He does not play scared at all. You see him in here, he's like, screw it, man, we're going in. Earth Shatter, gets nano boosted, just keeps getting kills, just keeps swinging, keeps swinging. And now, look, still full health, keeps swinging. Like, he's probably back at ult. I don't know what he has. What's he at right now? 50%? He just Graviton, he's at, or he just Earth Shatter, now he's at 50% again. You can't fight them if he gets those Earth Shatters off. Like, every time he gets an Earth Shatter off, you assume that they're going to win the fight. So, him right there, it didn't matter that Dignitas had ult. I mean, Dignitas sit on 6 ults right now. They need to make this fight work. If they don't make this fight work, they're in a world of hurt. And right here, it's like the clutchest shit I've ever seen, man. So, like, look at Dignitas' ults right now. They just popped Nano Boost. They really want to use this Death Blossom. Because this is like it's how they win the fight, you know? Like the Death Blossom into the Nano Boost. And there's no real response from NiP. So if this combo goes off, NiP is just dead. So Kinnel sees this coming. He drops the beat immediately. He's like, shit. If I get Nano Boosted Death Blossom, like, we're just dead. So he pops the sound barrier to keep them all alive. But then somehow Fraggy like parts the sea of Dignitas players. Like, they were clumped up as like 5 and then hits the one target that he needed to hit. And like, this just shuts down Dignitas' push. It doesn't matter that you just traded charge for Nano Boost. Like, that is insane that he does that. And now suddenly Dignitas doesn't even want to use ults anymore. Because it's like, shit, this fight is so over. Like, Fuck. Like, if they had gotten that Death Blossom off, they would have probably won the map. If not that, like, at least gotten the cart very close to the end. But now they're tilting. Like, you can tell that they're tilting. That was like a beautiful play. And now he has Nano Boost. He has Earthshatter again. So now they really want to win this fight, but they don't have the Nano Boost for it. And they just popped all their ults. I think they should have saved them, to be honest. Like, just wait till you have Nano Boost again. Because you're not winning a fight without Nano Boost. But I'm not sure how they won that, actually. What happened here? How did they kill Fraggy? It was weird that... I think Fraggy whiffed his Earthshatter. Yeah, I don't know how they won. I think it's because Fraggy misses Earthshatter. Okay, so there's Fraggy's Earthshatter. He whiffs. Himsy also commits the whole hog, which is useless. Oh, Bromas, they charge Himsy. They kill Himsy immediately. Fraggy now has nothing. They nano boost him. Mafu has Graviton. Oh, that's okay. That's what happened. I didn't see this. Numlock hits an Earthshatter on the back. I think he got 2 or 3 people with it. Yeah, he hits a 3-man Earthshatter. Okay, so that's why. Seb just clutched there. I didn't expect them to win that fight so cleanly, but that 3-man Earthshatter really changed everything. And I think that they really fumbled there. Like, Fraggy missed the Earthshatter. Himsy popped the whole hog. It didn't do anything. I guess the good news is that Mafu still has his ult. But he uses it here without Zappos being up and ready. Zappos was very close to Pulse Bomb. I think that if they had waited, it might have been better for them. But, I don't know. Linkster's dead again somehow. And Bromas here, I think, messes up. I don't know what his ammo was at. And I don't really care what his ammo was at. But look right there. That why... No. Let's run this fight back. This is where Numlock hits a 3-man Earthshatter, but like it kind of gets dicey for them. Yeah, Fraggy has Shatter again. All the ults build way too fast in this game. For how easy they are to use, like it's not hard to hit an Earthshatter. There's a 3-man Earthshatter in the back mid-fight. He doesn't even care. It's a really big Earthshatter. But like, here's what's interesting. They have Death Blossom combo. Does Linkster think that he's safe up there? How does he die here? Why isn't he at Death Blossom right now? That was really bad timing from them. They threw here very hard actually. Because him dying is bad. Like, you expect NiP to hold now. But Bromash just hits a 3-man high noon and they still lose. This whole like scenario is very strange, and I feel like if you played the same fight like 9 times, it wouldn't happen. Like it wouldn't happen. Like you would never get this fight to happen again. Somehow he doesn't use, like they used the nano boost way too early. There was like 1 person to nano boost when they spawn. Like wait until you see, like if you're Dracaeus right here, you just hit tab and wait till you see 6, and then like 6 alive, and then wait until they come out of the door and then pop it on Linkster. Using it when there's only 1 person alive is bad. Like you saw him get Earthshattered there. They even bubbled him too early because he didn't need to go in there at all. Like they could have waited like half a second for more people to come out. But Bromas' positioning was really good. He was up on the bridge, gets a 3-man high noon, but he falls. Himsy's healing here. Zuppa's keeping him alive. I don't know why they don't get this kill. Like he's running from this Roadhog right now. He's like afraid to kill the Roadhog that's healing. Like, why? Where's his flashbang? What is he afraid of? I don't know if it matters that they don't get that kill, but Zuppa has nano boost now. Like, now their push is just over. Like, they ruined that entire, like, they had the window there and they let it close. Like, I don't expect them to finish them out now because it's way too hard. Toxicking goes Pharah. This might work, actually. Now this push is going to come down to whether or not Toxicking can get a lot of work done on this Pharah. Okay, so that's actually cool that they just don't even wait. They just nano boost him. But he has like a huge order to fill here, and I don't think that they get a lot of kills in the back. I think Dignitas let that one slip. I think they played really well. Like, they had a lot of momentum coming into the third point. They steamrolled the first point. Their second point was a little sloppy. They kind of died for no reason when they were trying to take the high ground positioning. But that third point fight, like, somehow, like, when Seb hits a 3-man Earthshatter, or Nomlock hits a 3-man Earthshatter rather, like, you should be able to convert that, you know? And they still had Death Blossom. Yeah, he never used it because he got Earthshattered after the nano boost ran off. So, I don't know, man. I feel like their timing was just really bad at the end there when they tried to nano boost that Reaper. I think they waited 5 seconds, they would have won the entire map. Because there's no way that, like, Bromos was going to hit that 3-man high noon no matter what, I think. They could have waited. I don't know. It's weird. It's unfortunate. I'm actually surprised at how close that was, because if they had finished the map, it would have went into overtime, and, like, their defense was a lot better, I think, than NiP's. And they look stronger than NiP, to be honest, but I think, like, if you make 1 or 2 mistakes in this game, sometimes you just, that's the difference between winning and losing. So yeah, that was that VOD.